for Best in Show at the 150th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is the Doberman Pinscher.
The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. You've watched us prepare for the last few months, from physical, mental conditioning to grooming and just getting our lives in order. Well, it's time. Come with us as we travel across the country for our 15 minutes of fame. And after many hours in the car and multiple stops, we were finally in Portland, Maine. We stopped at a place called Uncommon Paws, which is a pet store. This place had so much. They had every brand that we love and brand that we haven't heard of, things that we haven't seen, or things that really aren't necessary in Texas, like all the snowsuits and stuff. Really hard to find, at least in person. They have their own line of collars, leashes, bandanas, bows. They had all types of treats you could think of, shoes, toys. The boys were in heaven. We ended up spending way too long here. My friend who was going to meet us at the lighthouse, I wasn't answering my phone, but she was smart enough to realize we're probably still at Uncommon Paws, and she showed up. But just like me, she couldn't leave without getting some stuff. We ended up getting a lot of investment stuff. We got a snowsuit for Rupert, a fleece liner for Rupert. He still won't touch the snow, but that is okay. After we finished up at Uncommon Paws and checked out, we decided to head straight to the lighthouse, which is actually why we decided to go to Portland, Maine. I had never been to Maine. It's one of the two states that I hadn't been to, and I wanted to know what the hype was about, and also I love a lobster roll. looked up Maine, I saw a photo of a beautiful lighthouse, and I said, I am going to go to there. And that is exactly why we chose Portland, Maine. Now, night one, I did get a lobster roll, and it was fantastic. My friend brought 3 of her Aussies, and we let the boys go crazy and play. Sorry, boys and girls. I'm so used to only having boy Aussies, but she had 2 females and 1 boy with her. They had so much fun romping and playing in the snow. Now, this part might seem a little random to you guys. From Maine, we drove past New York City and went to Philadelphia for one night. And you might be like, what? My favorite restaurant is in Philadelphia. I love it more than anything. And it's been so long since I've eaten there. So we decided to drive to Philly for one night so that way I could have brunch on Sunday, because you can only get brunch on the weekends. And we did just that. And I'll tell you what, it was so worth it. The dogs really didn't do much. They went out and pottied. It was very, very cold. And we were there for such a short amount of time, mostly just pottying, and then literally loaded up the next morning and headed straight to New York City, which was an hour and a half away. We had a little bit of issues with our hotel. When we got there at 2:30, our room wasn't ready. No big deal. We waited in line to unload at the dog show. That opened at 3. We unloaded. We went back to the hotel room. Wasn't ready. Decided to drive to a restaurant that we know was dog friendly since we had all 4 dogs. I put in the wrong one. We drove across Manhattan. Never made it to that location. Drove to the correct one. We couldn't find parking. Like, not even in the parking garage. So we went ahead and drove back to the hotel, and then we were able to get in. And then our poor chiropractor, who had just left my hotel not too long ago, had to walk back to adjust the dogs. But we were able to get their adjustments in the day before, and oh my goodness, Flambo needed it and loved it. Palmer, he just like moans during them now and acts like it's the greatest thing ever. I didn't film too much at Westminster, and I know it's kind of wild because that's the whole point of the vlog, but I was super hyper focused, and I thought that I was going to end up being a lot more stressed than I was. And I know that sounds weird, but this is not anywhere close to my first Westminster. Normally, I'm very, very stressed. I wasn't this year. I had to only focus about myself and my dogs, and I was there with a competent person, and everything went really, really smoothly. So, yeah. The boys did very, very well. I am very proud of them. We ended up getting some amazing photos. So I will stop talking and let you guys watch. So, we didn't win. We didn't even get a ribbon. And it's gonna blow your mind when I say this, but it really doesn't matter. People always ask why we do it. Why we spend months preparing. Why we pour thousands of dollars, countless hours, and travel across the country, and for some people, across the world. Just for a few minutes in the ring. And the truth is, the ribbon was never the only reason. When you walk into Westminster, you're already standing among the best dogs and handlers in the world. just being there means you've done something extraordinary. So it's hard to walk away feeling like you've lost, because you didn't. You stood up, you earned your place, you stood beside greatness. There's something in the air, something you can't really explain unless you've felt it. The history, the passion, the people who love this sport as deeply as you do, it's electric and humbling at the same time. But this year meant even more for us. This year wasn't just about throwing dogs, it was about healing. After losing Espion, everything felt quiet for a while. The routines, the training, the traveling, all the things that once felt like home suddenly felt really heavy. And slowly, piece by piece, we started finding our way back. Back to our hobbies, back to our friends, back to early morning conditioning and late night grooming, back to showing up for myself and for the boys. Westminster wasn't just a show this year. It was proof we're moving forward. That joy can exist alongside grief. That life keeps unfolding and we keep walking with it. The wins are always a bonus, but being there together, doing what we love again, that's the part that really matters.